We are sort of taking over from where we left off yesterday. Except for that singing. Let's try not to do that in every episode, okay, Ron? Alright, my thinking here now is, you see this little bend that we made? If I was to just sort of turn that into a little hook, kind of like what we got right here, and just sort of hook it over the end here, I think that would work pretty good. And then we'll do the same, of course, up here. Now, very gently here, let's see if we can figure out what would be the diameter just inside that little, right there. Okay. See if we can get it so that you can read it here. Okay, it looks like it's about 34 thousandths of an inch, the inside diameter. Notice how I'm bumping these lines and I'm not hurting anything. Okay, I found a little drill bit here that is pretty much the size we want. We'll use that to give us our radius. Don't know if we're going to be able to see that or not, but looks like about 34 thousandths, 35 thousandths. Maybe it's these things that are magnetic. Okay, so my thinking here now is if we just replace the pin with our drill bit, and bend this around like so, and then cut this loose end off right up close here. I think we should have the right inside diameter. Looks good to me. Now I will be glad when this worldwide virus thing that's going around is cleared up to the point where I can go get a haircut. And I know some of you are probably thinking, so what's your excuse for not shaving? My excuse is I'm kind of lazy. I'll do it later today. Maybe. Anyway, I'm going to be giving you a bunch of information here that I think will all tie together, I hope. And first of all, I think I mentioned something to the effect way back, about 400 episodes ago. I bought these things at Cellar Dweller. And it was back when I was doing the Titanic and Lusitania, back in the 80s. And they're getting kind of, I don't know, the paint's coming off where I've been sweating into the headband part. And anyway, I'm giving you more information than you need. Now, when you are looking through the macro lens, you are seeing it probably twice as good as I am with these. Sometimes you'll see me with these on. These are just a little bit weaker than these. These are dollar store glasses. They're $1. I think they're 3 or 3.5 diopter or something. I think they're about as strong as you can get at the dollar store. These are also dollar store glasses. I think they're about 1.75 diopter. You know, for those of you who are into that kind of thing. And they're what I would call my normal reading glasses. Right now, that is perfectly in focus. Put these on. To get this in focus, I have to move into about here. Put these on, I get a little closer. Now, what I would really like to do a lot of times, and I don't do it, is use my shop microscope. Like right now I was thinking, when I cut this off to make a loop out of it on the end of it, it would be a lot safer for me to use my shop microscope, but I can't because I can't show it to you at the same time. And my shop microscope is it's just right behind me here. I don't even have to stand up to go get it. I can just bring it over. Okay, make some room here. And I think I may have mentioned this before. Carefully push this away a little bit. I think I may have mentioned this before. The reason I have it set up like this is so that when I swing it around, the eyepiece is lower. Because I've got when I built my model table a year and a half ago, you remember I made it up high, sort of almost like a jeweler's workbench. So I'm sort of up high on it. Otherwise, I got to have my chair way down on the floor, and it's hard to get up and down out of a low chair now. Anyway, so the idea is I can do my whatever right here. Okay, and this board that I've got here so that it won't fall forward. Otherwise, I'd have to put a weight on here, which I guess wouldn't be hard to do. But anyway, I got everything just right here, nice and convenient. However, that camera, even with the microscope adapter, does not work really good in one of these eyepieces. It'll work a lot better in the other microscope, but the other microscope is designed to work from, like, say, 100 power on up, which is almost useless in a shop. This is perfect. It starts out, I think, around 8 power, and then zooms up to, I think, 56. I've said that a lot, but if you're new into this channel, you probably never heard me say that before. This is a wonderful microscope for a shop or for a model maker. And anyway, last night I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, you know, it would be so handy if I could use this and show the viewer what I'm doing at the same time. And then I thought, well, why not see if I can't put my macro lens on the camera there and have the camera sitting something like this, looking in. I'm looking down here, and you're looking in here. And I'm going to give that a try. We'll see how it goes. Now I'm just going to make a little reference mark here. And okay, that's right in the dead center of my view. Now I'm looking at something round like this. You're looking at it in rectangular at 16 by 9. When I do cutting, I like to do it on my plexiglass. I'll put this down here like this. Oh, I moved my paper. I guess I could always move the microscope too. The idea is that after I get everything all set up, okay, open my lens wide open. And you've probably seen this thing here laying on the table, and you're wondering what is that? Well, that's just so that I can get a quick reference for the macro lens at its closest setting. So I know that right now that little mark that we made is going to be pretty close, if I can find it. Now you're going to notice a little cord running out of the camera. Well, that's an HDMI cord running to an old computer monitor that I'm actually looking at right now. I can't really see the back of my camera, the little screen that's on the camera, very well, whereas I can view it beautifully in this old computer monitor. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. And I gotta tighten this up here. My camera's falling down on me. There's a lot of fooling around that you never see, but I have a lot of fun doing this. Okay, now let's see if we can find that dot again. There's my finger. Back up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that would be pretty good. I could maybe get it a little bit more centered in the screen. Anyway, it'd be nice if I could just move in just a little closer to its maximum magnification with the macro lens. Well, that's about it. Then when I stop it down here, it should sharpen it up a little bit. Turn the light on. There we go. Yeah, you notice your depth of field greatly increased. All the little marks all the way around, they suddenly became in focus, whereas before they weren't. Anyway, let's just see what we can do here with our little piece that we want to cut the wire off here. I mean, that's what this is all about, right? Okay. Now, for the moment of truth here. Now, I don't want to accidentally cut the loop the wrong way. Okay, maybe if I was to flip this over, that way our loop that I want to cut off is against the plexiglass instead of up in the air. All right, so now we should be able to look through the microscope, and you're going to be looking through the lens. Now I lost my cutter. Okay, here we go. Oh my, is that ever sharp. Okay. I just realized something. This cutter is not going to work well because I can't hold it straight up and down. Okay, where's the hobby knife? Should have thought of that. No, I don't want to be making any mistakes here. Okay, I'm going to be wanting to cut this is actually the first time I've used this system, so it's kind of not going too good here. Okay, I'm going to be wanting to cut the one that is on my right, which will be your left. Now, because I'm going to want to fold it up just a little bit around the around that plastic part, on the yard arm, I'm going to cut right about here. So here we go. Yeah. Well, this system kind of works. It kind of works. Well, I do believe there are times when we're going to be able to use this system. Well, we'll see how it goes. It worked anyway. Actually, now that I think about it, it worked pretty good. I was able to see these little hooks really, really well. And now let's see if we can actually get them up on the ship. And somebody was talking about maybe have it so that the antenna is slack. In other words, there's a bit of a sag to it. And this easy line does not sag well. It's kind of wavy, like you can see on this one here especially. When there's no tension on it, it just doesn't straighten out. And so it just wouldn't look right. Whereas if you use like a real fine fishing line or something like that, it might have looked better. Or maybe even a wire, although it's very hard to get a wire to bend perfectly straight over a long distance. Like this wire that we used right here is really fine stuff. Anyway, let's get it up on the ship. Oh, and one more thing. Another viewer was wondering, or at least I think that's what he was trying to ask, is why I didn't just use like easy line all the way here, right to the yard arm. And if I do, then it's going to be hard to be able to twist this so that this is going to be horizontal. Well, let's get it on the ship and talk about it then. Now, if this looks a little bit awkward, it's because I've got the camera right in front of me. I'm kind of reaching around it here. Gotta put that one in there. Now, I hope the other one didn't hook itself into something underneath here. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to be getting my hands in your road here. Very gently, very gently. That didn't sound very gently. Okay, now stretch this out. Okay, I want the hook to be down. So what we'll have to do is okay, very gently here. Now I know that the aerial is twisted, but we should be able to. Alright, that's not quite right, is it? In fact, it's not even near right. Whoops, I bent it there. I'm gonna have to do a lot of straightening afterwards. I want this right on the end. Like that. Okay. Now this other one. Trying to brace myself here. Probably getting myself in your road. There. I believe I got it. Okay. Now we're going to have to glue these in place and then twist this up and around. You know what? I'm going to call it today for today's video. I want to get this one uploaded. You probably noticed it yesterday's video. Those of you who watched as soon as you were notified, it wasn't in high res. I left the upload until too late, and I don't want to be doing that again today. So thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.